like, it's probably not the best idea to be recording this right now, but it is 9:28 in the night on February 28th. If you can hear me wheeze, I apologize. I had a cold a little while ago, and I never fully kicked the wheeze thing, and I have a smaller lung. Am I right? Anyways, so this is an eye tutorial on how I draw my eyes recently. This is more of a, more recent thing, I would say, because I did not used to draw them like that. So I'm going to use Eclipse and measure out the eye here. And I'm using Fire Alpaca, if you guys didn't know what this is. Okay, so I've got that. I'm going to turn this off, because now that I've measured it, we have the size of circle that we need, or whatever this is. So I press center, and that's on Layer, Move, Center. Editing crypto here. So sorry about this, but I didn't realize that the drop-down, selector thing wasn't showing here. So bear with me. I will be putting on screen what you need to do whenever this shows up, and I will be slowing down the clip. Thanks for your understanding. Honestly, this is one of the best, options, or whatever it's called. I don't know how to describe that. That's amazing. Okay, so now that we've got the eye, we're going to make a folder. Obviously, we're going to name it eye. And then we're going to hit magic wand, cool, click here, or just anywhere where the eye isn't. Select inverse. Boom, now we've got all that selected. We can go like this. And there we go. And let's this bit out. So we're going to make sure that in the folder, the black lines are above this little grayed out bit, because we're going to do clipping, and then we're going to color in our character. Or not character, our character's eye. I suppose that character would be accurate, but it's our character's eye. So we've got that now. Cool. In fact, I'm going to duplicate that layer, do that, the merge down layer. I love how that came up. So now it's super pink and nice. I'm going to turn off the clipping for that. I'm just going to leave that as is, because it's the same. Clipping. So usually when you're shading something, you choose the background color and a darker version of that color. For me personally, I just do a light version of that color. So maybe it's a blue cyan and it's a dark cyan background. I'm going to use a lighter version. And I'm also going to turn on symmetry, because this is in the center. And we're going to go ahead and go like this. Oh, never mind. We're not going to do that. Apparently we're going to make it smaller, because that was really, really leggy for no reason. And you might be wondering why I'm using such a light blue color for this. Well, when you do this, typically when you go to color burn, which it's not going to work here because apparently that's too light for it to even work. So because it's too light, for the red bit here, we're going to turn this to protect alpha. And we're going to go ahead and put this to something that's more neutral. And then boom, color over that. So now, if I'm correct, color burn's going to go darker now. You can also do multiply, but I'm going to do, there's color dodge. Color burn, not color dodge. Color burn. And then, should I do that? Is that fair? I think I will. I might take out that middle one, but I'm not sure yet. And then I'm going to go all the way down here to mix. It's kind of similar to smudging, actually. So I'm going to mix it. I'm going to make this slightly larger, actually. So then yeah. There we go. If I do this, yeah, that actually looks pretty decent. So boom, you've got a darker color. And you can do another layer of this, but make sure you go all the way back up to pen. And then another one in the middle. So with a darker layer, if you want another one, you just basically do the same thing. Make a pupil that's obvious. So it shows like a darker version, not dark version, but like a darker, like, when you look into someone's eye and the pupil is super dark and everything, but there's reflections and it looks lighter on the outside rim, that's essentially what we're doing right now. And if that made any sense, thank God. I don't think it personally did, though. I suspect it didn't. So, oh hell, here we go again. Again, we go down to color burn. And we can actually turn the one layer lighter. There we go. Another layer for the lighting. We can do a different color for the lighting. I want to see what happens if I do this pink. So we can do lighter. Go like this. And then I'm going to actually do that because I want to see what happens when I do that. Mixed. And then let's see what color. No, not color burn. Color dodge looks like that. Interesting. Multiply. Screen. Screen looks better in this for some reason. I'm not sure what that means, but okay. And for the highlights, you can actually have your light go above this lovely thing here. A line. It's a line. We're going to turn off symmetry for that, because when you're making eyes, you just need the shinies on one side of the face. Yeah. You only need shinies, I call them shinies, on one side of the eye, because that's typically where the light's coming from. You have to have a kind of good sense of where light comes from when it comes to that, so... And I'm actually going to see what happens if I make a pupil right here. What will happen? I think that looks kind of silly, so I'm not going to do that. Color dodge. Does that look good in this scenario? I'm not sure. That actually looks better in this scenario for once. I've never had it look this nice. But I think I want to make it lighter, so I'm going to do that. And again, we're going to do Protect Alpha on the same layer. And that's what that looks like that. I'm sure my voice just glitched. I don't know what happened there. Color dodge just does that. Overlay. Overlay's not bad, but it's like, could be better. Okay, so the pupil, because of how it's not liking to show up, I'm actually going to make it darker on here, because I can't see a differentiate in the pupil district here. Now I can, because I made that darker. I feel like I'm probably missing something. I don't know what I'm missing, but at least I'm figuring it out. So I'm going to do the mix thing again. Or... No, I'm not. I'm just going... Never mind. Don't mix that. Don't do that. I'm going to go ahead and put Gaussian blur and slightly blur it. Boom. And I think I'd like to make this a little bit more brighter around the eye, not inherently the eye being brighter itself, but like, oops. And to do that color, like put it around like that. Mix. Oops. This is what this is Very okay, that doesn't look half bad. That actually looks pretty decent. Let's see what overlay does. Overlay looks pretty cool. Screen, add, color dodge. I actually like color dodge a lot. Might be one of those scenarios. Something to me feels like it's missing, but I could be. But I think it's up to it's almost too much to me. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and dodge, and then, like, see, again, I accidentally hit the mix thing. Like, that looks actually kind of neat. But now we can go back here, duplicate the folder, then I personally merge one of the folders, so I can just put it in there. So now you can just kind of mess around with it, put it back here, here, up here, mess around, put it there. And then literally what you can do is just erase the entire thing. And boom, you're done. Just like that. You made your eye. I'm gonna follow these just so I don't get lost. But you've made your eye, and now you have this duplicate, so that when you're done doing your sketch and you decide to line, and if you don't want to redo all that, you can just go back to this, and you have it saved. So, it's a very simple way to make the eye, and very easy, and this is how I've been making my eyes recently for characters. But also, if you want to go above and beyond with that, you can go like this, add another layer on top of this lovely layer, clipping, and then getting the color from here, going down a bit, and now obviously it doesn't look like a ton of stuff, but its color is different now. Then you can go like this, and I don't know why it's liking so much, but that's interesting. Overlay makes it too much. In this case, the difference option makes it look better. I'm not sure why or how, but it just does. So you can do that if you don't want to see that black line there. But at this point, you're done. If you want to add anything extra, you absolutely can, but boom. Your eye is officially finished. And that is it. And I'm going to make sure to save it, and you should save it as well. Make sure to save your drawing. Alright, that's it. I haven't posted in forever, honestly. I've been incredibly busy with commissions and being at college, so that's fun. And this year has also been kind of hectic in general. I'm hoping to post more videos, and hopefully a video about sewing a fursuit with a 100-year-old crank sewing machine. So if you guys are interested in that, look out for that. It's awesome and cool to record. I just need the space for it, and I'm going to see about doing that hopefully in the next few months. Maybe sooner. I'm also planning to put up more videos about fursuit making in general, and then maybe some personal do's and don'ts about, like, furry culture or whatever. But I think that's it. And I will see you guys in the next video, I guess. Right. Oh, so, before I forget, I've got this little guy. I don't know if this is going to be put out before another video or what, but this little dude that I usually have on my videos here, I updated his design because I felt like it was too complicated before, and now it's very simple and it's eye-catching. So, I hope you guys like that. Let me know if you do. Now, goodbye.